Imagine if this, your thigh, could damage somebody's foot, somebody's shin, when they go to kick you. Jeff Chan from MMA Shredded was here last week filming with me, and we were doing pads. And during those pads, I started having him do combinations where he would do something like jab, cross, hook, low kick, but I would have him kick my thigh.
Good jab, cross, hook. It was like steel.
Eventually, his foot gave out and his shin gave out. He was going, oh my gosh, this hurts so bad. How is your leg not damaged? We're going to talk about that today, how you can do it and what I do to make sure my thigh is rock solid. 2 days ago, I turned 40 years old. That makes me one of the older fighters that is still active in the world. Do I feel old? Absolutely not. Do I feel in shape and pretty much in my prime? Yes, I do. It's a pretty awesome feeling. To say thank you to everybody on the channel for supporting my YouTube channel, my career. I am doing 40% off at Strike Ready. You can grab my offense course, my defense course, or my takedown course, all of which I personally designed for beginners, intermediates, and even those people who are having fights in the ring and have 10 plus fights. There's so much for every skill level. So head over there right now. The sale only lasts, I believe, another 5 days. So I get really frustrated when naysayers tell me I can't do something, or something I told you was entirely false. A couple years ago, I had Shane Faison from Fight Tips doing pad work with me, and he was kicking my leg, and he could not hurt me. And everybody's like, wow, he was just being nice. Then Jeff Chan was here from MMA Shredded, and we were doing some pad work, and I went, yeah, throw some low kicks. And bit by bit, I'm like, yeah, I am not getting damaged by those low kicks, but his shin, his foot were getting damaged. Now, the very first thing that many people have been saying once Jeff posted this video, and by the way, we had a great time together. Jeff was here for the full day. We did sushi, ice baths, working out in my backyard, pad work, sparring. That video is up on his channel right now. I'm gonna link it right there for you. But one of the things that a lot of people need to recognize about Jeff, because they're like, oh, Jeff, you're kicking wrong. You're kicking with your foot instead of your shin. Look at it. Jeff is a pro fighter. Not just a pro fighter who has an extensive Muay Thai amateur career and then moved to MMA and fought. He only did one fight in ONE FC, but that was his choice. He won it and went, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna focus on something else. I think that's amazing. He is a high level individual when it comes to the fight world. He is not, let me pull up Bob here. He is not throwing his kicks incorrectly because he doesn't know what he's doing, right? He started off and he was throwing sometimes with his foot, sometimes with his shin. Which of the two is correct? Neither one is an absolute yes or no. You can absolutely low kick with your foot. You can absolutely low kick with your shin. Both serve a purpose. So anybody who's like, oh, he's low kicking wrong, you guys need to go and brush up on your basic martial arts understanding, your kickboxing, MMA understanding. He was doing great. It's just that I have conditioned this, so it's basically like that bag at the gym that you kick, which is super hard. Now, we have lots to touch on how we go about accomplishing. Now we have lots to touch on about how I go about accomplishing this and where I learned it from. But here's the important part. Even I can be broken. I have been broken in one fight in spite of everything I do. And we're going to touch on who did that to me and how he did it to me. So very first off, I'm going to roll some footage of Jeff and I doing back and forward low kick conditioning. This is exactly what I do if I'm training with somebody who wants to condition their legs as well. If I'm with a pad holder who does not want to do this, they're like, no, it's all about you, Gabriel. Then I just let them kick my leg repeatedly. But the back and forward thing is very nice because you get to practice your low kicks as well. It's a higher tempo and you get some shin conditioning as well. We have to remember that right now when Jeff was kicking my leg, my thigh, his shin, his foot is not conditioned the same way as if he was prepping for a fight. And every time I get back to pad work or I start hitting the bag again, I'll slam some kicks in and I'll be going, oh, but a week or a month later, this is solid. Now, for me, realistically, when I'm in fight camp and my conditioning here is a 10 out of 10, right now it's like a 6 out of 10. So when Jeff was kicking me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel it. The deeper I go towards a fight, the less I'm going to feel that. Now, who did I learn this from? Who showed me that this was possible? Because a lot of you guys might be going, yeah, okay, whatever. Gabriel, if you fought somebody who kicked really hard, this wouldn't work. Well, I absolutely know it works because the person I learned it from did not check kicks when he fought Buakaw. Who am I talking about? What fight can you go on YouTube and go, okay, I want to see this for myself? Albert Kraus, the first ever K1 Max champion, one of the guys that I styled many elements of my own style after. He fought Buakaw not once, not twice, but something like 3 or 4 times through the course of their 6 years together in K1 Max. And I recognized when he was fighting Buakaw that he didn't care about checking. He just never buckled. He would take the shot and then put hands on Buakaw. And I went, wow, what is he doing? And I started learning about the Dutch style and the conditioning they do through their back and forward training drills. Right? I throw jab, cross, hook, low kick, and my partner comes in and throws it, and we're taking it. It's simple conditioning. It can be accomplished. And why do I prioritize this in fight camp? Why don't I do something else instead of having somebody kick my thigh? Well, in terms of trying to keep yourself safe, trying to prioritize not getting knocked out. If I am not concerned about my thigh getting damaged and buckling and getting low kick KO'd, then I can prioritize protecting my head and body. But if I do lots of sit-ups and lots of conditioning where people punch me, I don't have to worry about this as much. So then I can even more so prioritize protecting my head and not getting knocked out. This is the one spot that I cannot condition. I can do stuff about this. I can do stuff about this. By the way, this leg, if it's a 10 out of 10 on the conditioning scale, this leg is like a 4 out of 10. Why so? Because it doesn't get kicked very often. This is not some sort of, oh, Gabriel has these muscles or from running his legs are super strong. No, this is just years of getting kicked and kicked and kicked. This one, somebody throws 10 or 20 really hard low kicks there, I'm going to be feeling it and I'm going to start checking them all. And let's talk about checking while we're at it, or hollowing out. When I fight, you guys might go, well, if your thigh is so well conditioned, Gabriel, why do you even check? Because my opponent scores. The judges are going to go, he landed. And I got these, no, maybe not so pasty right now, but I got some pretty pasty legs sometimes. So it starts getting hit and it starts going red and people think it's damaged. It's not damaged, it's just the skin. My skin looks damaged, but I'm not actually hurt. But I have to be careful that I don't let people hit me too many times so the judges don't give them the fight based off some low kicks, which did not damage me. Now let's talk about the conditioning and the one time I was hurt in a fight. When we look at Bob here, when you go to throw a low kick on somebody, what do you hit? What do you think is the target? Usually we come right midway into the thigh. And because of that, that becomes the area that's very conditioned, kind of here to here, very conditioned. I had one fight where somebody repeatedly kicked me in the hip, right? It didn't hurt me in the fight, but after it ballooned up in a very different way than if I got hit here. When I fought Robin van Roosmalen, who defended one of my glory titles, what did he do? He threw his shin right to here, just above the knee. Now, generally, people don't want to do that because when you get close to the knee, if the person checks, you're going to get damaged. But I didn't get many good checks off. I didn't dissuade him from continuing to throw those low kicks, and he hit me right in a spot that wasn't conditioned. And I remember in that fight going, okay, my thigh is now starting to get hurt. And I have to actually start doing something different. It's not nice. It's not a nice feeling, having to worry about your leg. Because there's so many other things you have to worry about. And once you're worried about here, then you're not going to be as focused on defending up here. So I can be damaged. It's just this area right in there is very conditioned because it gets hit repeatedly. Now let's finish off this episode and talk about how you can go about your conditioning, how often you should be training it, and for what duration. Because you might be going, oh, you have to do so much to get to the point where Gabriel is. Not really. At the end of a training session, We get to the very end. I grab somebody, I do the same thing that Jeff and I were doing, back and forward we go. How long do we go? 1 minute. Maybe 2 1-minute rounds. That's it. Do that 3 times per week. Boom, you're done. If you're at home and you're going, oh, I don't have somebody to condition my thigh today, or I've been at the gym, I don't have somebody to condition my thigh today, I will unflex my thigh, because when you take a low kick, you naturally bend into it a little bit, which just flexes it. I'll just unflex. I'll just kind of lift up so there's no weight there, and I'll just, like, even that for me, I feel it. It's like, okay, it's getting through because my leg's relaxed. If I go like that, I'm like, nah, I don't feel anything. So you can beat up your own leg at home and just get some conditioning, 20, 30 seconds, your legs are going to start getting that much more used to that impact. And for some reason, just probably the way our bodies are, we adapt. It doesn't hurt anymore. Not in the sense that you are going to give up when somebody low kicks you in sparring. So that's what I wanted to touch on with you guys today. Thank you for joining. Remember, there's 40% off at Strike Ready Combat, where you can grab one of my 3 courses for that huge savings. And thank you, everybody, for being here today.